and welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm Luke, and in today's video, we are going to be doing a Q&A. I'm going to be answering some questions that I asked people on Instagram to put in, and as I'm doing so, as you can see right now, you'll be watching me doing a sort of art study session of sorts, or just a few time lapses as I attempt to best answer the questions that I have been asked. So there are quite a few questions to go through, and I will go through them and answer them to the fullest capacity as I am able to do so. So let's jump right in. The first question is, have you ever tried freelance jobs with your art skills specifically? The answer to that would be no. I have not tried or even attempted to get any jobs in regards to my art. But I do plan to. I feel like I need a portfolio fast, and I'm working on building that. The second question is, did you study some books to learn how to draw this well? First of all, thank you for thinking or saying that I draw well. I have doubted my art skill quite a few times, but to answer your question, do I study any books? Not much, but I'm doing it more recently. More recently, yes, I have been using more books to learn, specifically art of books from Disney and DreamWorks films, the art of Moana, the art of Tangled, the art of Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse, the art of How to Train Your Dragon, and a few other educational books by companies like 3D Total and 21 Raw to be able to now enhance my art skills. What are some goals you have for the future? For the future as a whole, I'd say my art goals are more study-based. So foundationally, so when it comes to anatomy, values, basically just learning. So there's perspective, anatomy, values, form, character design, animation basics. Those are the main goals for the future, which connects to the next question, which are what are your 2025 drawing goals? I'd say my 2025 drawing goals are purely educational. I might not participate in as many art challenges as I did last year. I think I did December, I did Marmee, I did Marvel July. I made my own challenge called the Toontastic Drawing Challenge, which I think I'll do. But I feel like my artistic goals this year are more educational. Next question is, what do you think you've improved on since you started drawing? I think for me, the thing that I've improved on is drawing in general. I have come from so far since I started drawing in 2023, and I feel like that progress in every way, whether it's form, anatomy, whether it's my mental library, in every way I have been able to improve in drawing. But I think in terms of improved the most, I think it's my understanding of shape language and the way characters are framed. So like composition, especially after drawing a lot of Disney characters, you learn the basic shapes and you're able to rebuild them in different ways. What are some things you are looking forward to doing in art this year? I think succeeding in my educational learning in regards to art, mastering the art of drawing from my imagination and being able to do that with correct proportions, anatomy, and form and gesture. I think those are what it would be. Next question is, how have art challenges helped you improve? I think art challenges have helped me get out of my comfort zone. I think the hardest for me, two hardest ones were Marmee and Marvel July last year. With Marmee, I just never drawn mermaids in my life, so it was difficult, and there are some that turned out very well, but 90% of them were not as good. And with Marvel July, I had never drawn superheroes ever. So drawing Captain America, Moon Knight, Wolverine, never done that. So it was a challenge, but I really, really enjoyed Marvel July. I feel Marvel July, after drawing, I think I did every prompt, maybe not, but I did like 98% of the prompts, and they all turned out good. That's the only drawing challenge where I can confidently say 90% of the work was better than I expected it to be. So, next question is, what inspired you to start your creative journey? I think, in regards to my creative journey, I'd say it's just a passion for storytelling. I could tell stories in a written way, but I was angry at myself to not being able to tell them visually through characters, comics, animations, or drawings in general. So I think that just sparked something in me, and I was like, you know what, this art thing could work. Next question is, what is the story behind one of your favorite characters you've designed? Um, which one would I pick? Um, hmm, I'd say a character like Zafira, which you'd be seeing on the screen right about now. Her story is very dark. It's thriller that I am currently writing, and basically the story behind her is she lost her best friend in an accident, and the accident was what I could call intentional, which means somebody killed her best friend, and she seeks to find out who that is. So she becomes a detective, but the loss of her best friend was so mentally deterring that it basically deteriorates her mind. I think I'd base her personality off of Jinx from Arcane. So her story is basically she's basically a psychopath detective trying to do the right thing with the wrong methods, is what I'd say. And that's, I think, one of my favorite character designs that I have done. Next question is, if you could collaborate with any artist or filmmaker, who would it be and why? Um, hmm, Collaborate. I've thought about this. Sam does art, or Sam Young is one of my, possibly could be my favorite digital artist of all time. I don't know what kind of collaboration it would be, but whatever collaboration that would be, I'd like it to be with him. Another one is Aaron Blaze. I think I'm currently learning animation from him using his courses online, which I'd recommend to absolutely anybody. And I feel like with Aaron Blaze, little and anything, whatever it would be, whether it's collaborating on an animation, whether it's making a short film, whether it's doing anything regarding art together, I think would just be an exceptional experience. And there are many others I could mention, but I think those two are the ones that stand out to me. Next question is, what is the most challenging part of pursuing art and animation? The most challenging part is consistency and the fear of failure, and also that art takes time. So your improvement will be very slow. You won't see improvement over a day, but you'll see improvement over 3 months. So I think those are the frustrations that I feel. Where like you have to show up every day or every week. You have to, embrace the disappointment that comes with failing daily, and you have to be patient with yourself. So I think those are the most challenging parts of pursuing art and animation, because every other skill set comes from branching out of those things. Next question is, what is your dream project and how do you envision bringing it to life? My dream project is basically a collection of projects to turn my short stories, novels, etc. into actual animated films. I feel that's like the biggest dream project. There are quite a few that I have to choose from that I will not announce until the stories are out. But I feel like, okay, like for example, the one that I mentioned before, Zafira, her character is from a story called The Descent. I was saying Descent into Madness. And I feel like that story would be good as an animated film. not just an animated short, but like a full feature film. So my dream is to animate feature films from my own stories. And I envision bringing it to life by growing in my skill and being able to succeed enough that I'm able to establish an individual or indie company to make it happen, or even collaborate with a big studio to make it happen. Next question is, which art tool or technique has surprised you the most while learning? Surprised me the most. Surprised me the most. Art tool that surprised me the most. I feel like, okay, there's this interesting, I can't think of any that have surprised me, but maybe that was one that I was shocked to learn that exists. There's this tool in Affinity Photo which is what I use to do digital art, at least. There's this tool in Affinity Photo. It's like a selection brush. So sometimes I forget to use it, sometimes I should use it more, but basically you take it and you drag it across your canvas and it selects within a border that you've probably sketched out, which makes it easier than using the hand select tool to draw around or trace around. It's basically a better way of tracing around your line art so that you can now fill it in with color. Yeah, so I think that would be the tool that has surprised me. Yeah. So what advice would you give to someone just starting art or animation? Biggest piece of advice, I'd say have fun and be patient. So be consistent, be patient, and have fun. Don't stress yourself too much. Especially when you're studying art, you can get caught up in it. And I'd say leave room for doodles or drawing fan art and things like that, I'd say. Next question is, if your characters could come to life, who would you hang out with and why? There's a character that I'm currently in the process of designing a story for. Her name is Kaya. I think I'd hang out with Kaya because she's a music lover and an athlete, two things that I am. So I think it will just be relatively chill. Another character is a character of mine called Sayuri from a novella I am working on. It's Japanese inspired, so there's a lot of training and fighting and exercise, and I love those things. So I feel like those two might be the characters, and characters with similar traits that I've created as well, I think would be the characters that I would hang out with. So next question is, how do you deal with creative slumps or self-doubt? Take a break. I think for me it's just a matter of realizing purpose. Like, why am I doing this? So when you doubt yourself, you feel insignificant in a world full of exceptional art pieces daily. So I think it's just a matter of just separating yourself from that and realizing that this is my art journey and this is why I'm doing this thing and this is how I'm gonna do it. And then also it's okay to just relax, take a step back, and then come back to it when you're done. And then another question is, what's a random fun fact about you that most people don't know? That most people don't know. I'm not sure, actually. I don't think there is any particularly fun fact. I actually can't think of one right now. Yeah, I can't think of one right now. Next question is, what's your favorite art style to experiment with outside of your usual aesthetic? I'd say for me it is the Disney art style. If you follow me on Instagram especially, you'll see that I tend to draw a lot of Disney characters, even outside of the December drawing challenge. I tend to draw a lot of Disney characters. I feel like it is sort of a stylistic comfort zone outside of my regular quote-unquote style. Yeah, so I'd say Disney. I've made a lot of Disney drawings personally and also online. Last question is, what piece of art or animation has gotten the most unexpected reaction from your audience? I think there's a few. There's a certain animation I did, I think about a month and a half ago, of my original character Percy, pointing at a whiteboard that said Flight 101 or something like that, and it's like 9 seconds long, and I think that is, even as of now, I think my most commented on video on YouTube at least. As for Instagram, I feel like the digital art pieces, since I'm not good at digital art at all, I feel like my digital art skill and my traditional art skills are two different levels completely. But I feel like my digital art pieces, especially the one of my original character Iris, who I don't have a story for yet, I think that one got more reaction than I initially thought it would. Yeah, I think those would be the two examples I could give. And that's it. Thank you so much to everyone who put in their questions to be answered, and I am eternally grateful for this YouTube community that I'm slowly building. Surprisingly, we have gone from around 40 something to 84 subscribers in the past month and a half, and I am grateful for your continued support. And comment what you think. If you have suggestions for what I should draw, if you have suggestions for what kind of videos you'd like to see from me, if you have any questions about literally anything, I will be willing to answer. Just put them in the comments. And yeah, that would be it from me. As usual, everything link-wise will be in the description down below. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.